Everybody, Ty here. I hope everyone is doing well. So tonight we're going to be talking about the tropics again in this tropical update and really going over this area of interest that we've been talking about over the last few days here. So if you look on satellite imagery in the top right hand corner here, there's really not a lot that's going on here or nothing noteworthy at this time. If you look all the way over to the far right side of the picture there, I'm going to guess that's our area of interest. As you can tell, this thing's pretty disorganized at this point right now. Wind shear has been a big factor with this right now, and at least over the next day or so, that is expected to continue. So development is on a very slow trend. But as you can see on this main screen here, we have an 80% chance of development within the next 7 days. So we're going to have to keep an extra close eye on this. There is a small chance that this could ramp up in development within the next 48 hours as well. We're up to 40 on that right now. But like I said, nothing leading me to believe that immediately we're going to see this ramp up into our next named storm, which would be Gabrielle. So we're going to, of course, go over the model data and look at what to expect here on this. And this is going to matter in particular because look how far south this track is compared to previous storms that we've had this year. For example, by the time we were at this point, we already had Aaron really starting to develop by this point. This is the furthest west we've seen anything from the main development region get going at this point. It's unclear whether or not the U.S. could be a concern, but if you're in the Caribbean right now, you're definitely going to have to watch this with increased interest, I would say, at this juncture. This is going to be moving to the west-northwest at about 15 miles an hour, so it's going to be moving at a pretty good clip. So this will be in the region within the next couple of days. So the timing in which this could develop could be a crucial factor in its track because the weaker it is, the further to the south it will go. And right now, with it staying weaker, this is going to hang around here a little bit longer. That storm gets developed, those upper level winds that we're going to be looking at here are going to be starting to come into play here. And ultimately, we're going to see this turn out to sea if that were to be the case. But right now, as we're finally starting to see some of that wind shear begin to die down, and really the struggle has been really wind shear more so from the west side of the storm or complex of storms at this point. We're starting to see things begin to clear up here, and this is when development starts to really become more likely, I would say, at this point here. This is what the GFS and the European ensembles are showing at this point. The 18Z GFS is coming in. Typically, I don't like to be in the middle of the model cusp. I typically will wait for the latest model data to come in. But since we're not going all the way into a long range like we always will do in the tropical outlooks, this is one of those cases where it's relatively acceptable. So looking 7 days in advance in this case won't be an issue. By the time we get 7 days in on this, for the most part, I would think that we'll have a better idea as to what this storm would be doing, because once we get in the long range, we know the forecasting here gets a little bit more difficult. So we're gonna put both the GFS and the Euro in a loop here, and we're gonna see this area of low pressure really starting to ramp up going forward here. And you can kind of see it meandering around here, but after that point, we just kind of lose it. We don't have really much of an idea as to where this track will end up going. We don't know what lies ahead for this storm. There is a consistent pattern of wind shear off to the north here, which could keep this further to the south as well. It kind of confirms my thoughts here. And then I do think throughout its life cycle, regardless of what it does, I think that we're going to still struggle with wind shear on the north and northwest side of the storm. The wind shear looks like it's pretty strong across the board, no matter which level of the atmosphere we're looking at. As we get into the longer range here, as we get towards the 10-day mark, like I said, we really just kind of lose sight of where this thing ends up. Some models are giving it a chance, others are not right now, so it's pretty variable at this point. I do think it will make its way up to tropical storm status at a given point. When that point is exactly, I don't exactly know. That's what I'm still trying to kind of hash out at this point. As far as the environment's concerned, coupled along with the shear is, of course, the dry air factor. The dry air is all this brown stuff right here, and it seems like we've still been having the same problem with dry air kind of being out ahead of it, along with the wind shear on the north and western sides of the storm here. The more it would dip to the south, though, I do think the environment's a little bit better. But at some point, I do expect these two areas to kind of clash a bit. Again, we'll move the model data here along in a loop here, and you can kind of see a really good reflection of that. Dry air ends up kind of cocooning it off to the west and northwest sides of the system. GFS kind of does a crazy run here, and this is why I don't really like to read into these too much in the long range for an outlook, or an update here, I should say, is because the operational runs get a little bit wacky with this. This is a real possible, this really is a possible scenario, but I won't say that this is going to happen at this point. So anyone on the East Coast, I wouldn't fret from seeing this. It's just something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on. We'll be making update videos, of course, from this point. Same can be said with the Euro, but the Euro doesn't show quite as an aggressive scenario at this point. So again, it's just kind of one of those touch and go type of deals. We don't even have a formed up storm yet, so all of this may not even happen, especially with that dry air and shear that could be off to the north. It'll just keep the storm completely hampered down and may not even become Gabrielle, or Gabrielle, whichever interpretation of the name you want to call it. At the end of the day, nothing's really certain at this point. Everything's kind of unknown at this juncture in time. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our ensemble members. You're going to see some pretty good confidence in regards to development from both models, GFS and the European ensembles. You can see low pressure pop up here. This is on the GFS and this is on the Euro here. We'll see this kind of curve off from the GFS and get close to Bermuda. So the GFS kind of defines a scenario in which the storm does develop a little bit quicker, which would be the best case scenario for everyone unless you're in Bermuda. And then we'll see how quickly it turns off to the north like it typically would, because it's this ridge right here that will likely end up catching it and probably kicking it out to sea. This will most likely be a fish storm otherwise here. The Euro brings a similar scenario into mind here. The newest data on the Euro hasn't come in yet either, so we'll have to keep an eye on the trends with this as well. But from what I see here, it's pretty much a similar deal. I think within the next couple of days, development becomes more likely. I do notice that the track is a little bit further to the south and west with this. So more interesting scenario comes into play. Maybe Bermuda gets involved with this as well. So definitely if you're in Bermuda and over towards the Leeward Islands here and the Lesser Antilles, you're going to need to be watching this very closely. So here's the blend of ensemble models kind of going along with it. For right now, from this latest blend that I've gotten, I would still say that, again, kind of the Lesser Antilles gets involved. A lot of models are really kind of trending towards maybe a Bermuda issue potentially, but again, we're past 10 days on this, and there's really only a handful of models that we can really look at this point that give us that 10 plus day time frame here. So as you can see, nothing's really guaranteed at this point. As far as anything else in the future that we're going to be looking at, of course, we'll be watching the main development region. We'll make updates on this as needed, of course, going forward. But as of right now, if we do get a Gabrielle, this track is unknown. But the more southern the track, the more likely we'll have to watch a little bit closer to home here in the lower 48. That being said here, that's all I got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found it useful, if you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button, obliterate that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.